So what happens when we're giving assessments of others? So sometimes if we're not clear on the domain, the standard, the assertions, the care, and this is what Chris was pointing to, we can collapse it into this like whole array of, oh my gosh, you know, this is like a big deal. I don't know how to do this. But if we get really clear about what we're trying to do and be of service to somebody, then it creates a new possibility for them to be engaging in the world in a different way. I'm going to give you an example. I had an employee a few years ago who he would go to someone on his leadership team. So he would go to his director and he would ask her for something. She would say no. He would go to the CFO and ask her, and he was hoping to get a yes. So this came up like among the leadership team, the conversation was this person. So this is not at IGL. I have another organization that I'm the CEO of. So let me be explicit about that. So within that organization, what happened was the leadership team was in a conversation around, we can't trust this person because they're not listening to the person who they report to. So all this stuff. So when they had a conversation with him, he had a story. He was like, well, I don't mean that. That's not my intention, and no. So he would do certain things like that where it came off as if he was manipulating. Now, I believe that he wasn't being intentional. I believe that he was just trying to get what he needed to get, and he was doing whatever he could to get to the answer. It was a blind spot for him. He was totally blind to it. So I had a conversation with his manager and I said, okay, here's the conversation. You might not be intending to manipulate, but the behavior that's showing up is producing mistrust. May I share my observation and assessment with you? Yes. So he was open to it. Great. So what she said was, when you have this behavior that's external of going to me and I say no, and then going to the CFO, it comes off as if like you're asking mom for something and that's a no, so you go to dad, right? As kids do. And that's not professional. And it's also not respecting that we have a hierarchy here and that I'm your boss. So I'm the authority in these. So are we clear that in order for us to be in a relationship together, that you come to me, and if it's a no, we have a conversation as to why. And if you don't like the answer, we need to have a conversation about that too, because you and I need to be on the same page here. And he drastically shifted. So it was just something he was totally unaware of, that he didn't realize that's how it was being produced. And it created a new standard of professionalism in him, and it was of service. So it could have been something that people held on to, a story that we can't trust this guy, he's manipulating us, we don't like it. And then they could have carried on their business and then having this huge assessment of this person, this employee, who's actually a really valuable employee. So that's why it's important for us to be able to share our assessments, not as if they're right or wrong, but these are the standards. Here's the domain. Here's my care. I care about you. I care about me. I care about us in this relationship. I care about our future.